Hey guys, Jonathan here for Drone Rush. I'm finally getting to do something I've been looking forward to do since last September. That's review the GDU O2. Join us today for the quick unboxing and setup, and then we'll get on to that review.
GDU doesn't fail on their packaging. It's a nice little box, a little quality check sticker keeping it closed. Slice that open things up. You got instruction booklet, you've got accessories, you got a little carrying pouch for on the go, handy little soft neoprene bag, of course your power adapter, including an extension cable from the power brick to charge the controller. Just plug that into the top of the brick over here. Of course you have the battery, and that battery is a 4000 milliamp hour brick, good for about 20 minutes of flight time. And then of course the drone. As you can see, it quick connects to the controller. The battery slides in nice and easy. The drone comes folded in. Folded is the wrong word. Collapsed in. These are not folding propeller arms. They're sliding propeller arms. The drone and remote are about the same size and they snap together fairly snug. The remote control folds down quite nice itself. Flip out those antennae and you got the little adapter for your phone. This will fit up to about a 6-inch phone nicely. The front of the remote has, of course, the typical navigation joysticks, a 1-button takeoff and a return to home button, plus a switch to turn on and off sport mode. Top of the remote has a dedicated camera trigger, a dedicated video button, and 2 dials to remove the gimbal. The very bottom has a tiny display that gives you some of the connectivity information to the drone. Looking at the drone itself, it has these handy little feet that flip out on each of the propeller motors. You can see closer to the middle, there's the 4 actual landing gear that hold the drone up in the air. These are just to help keep things stable and keep those propellers from tipping over into the dirt. Those propeller arms slide straight out. These folding propellers are not quick release, but you can screw them off individually, so if you bust half of a propeller, you can replace that. Remove that front gimbal cover to reveal the 4K shooting 13 megapixel camera. It has a 79.8 degree field of view and shoots at an f2.2 aperture. That 4K resolution is at 30 frames per second. And again, this is a 3-axis stabilized gimbal. This is upgraded from what we initially saw last September. It is now upgraded and ready to go. The drone itself is fairly lightweight, easy to handle, and easy to slide those propeller arms back in once you're ready to put it away. Putting that gimbal cover back on is gonna take some learning to do, but it's fairly easy, you'll figure it out. Don't forget to put those little feet back in before you connect to the remote control. Something you'll notice about connecting to the remote control is you can do it backwards. It still connects, but it's a little bit uneven, so make sure you get it the right way, flip that controller around, and connect back up. In that accessory kit comes your additional cables. That's the micro USB, Lightning, and USB Type-C connectors, and as well extra propeller blades. As mentioned, that left-hand side of the remote has the switch for sport mode, one of your navigation sticks, and a button for instant takeoff. Flip on over to the right side, you have your other navigation joystick, and 1-button return to home feature. Dedicated slots, both on the bottom and on the right-hand side, to hold that cable. The battery has 2 little switches on each side. Just grip it with your hand and pull, and it slides right off. Push it right back in to reconnect. And the power button is on the back of the battery. Flying the GDU O2 requires the new GDU Mini application. This is available for iOS and Android. It has nice instructions to help you get your drone set up for flight. Follow on screen, or just remember to open the drone, get it powered on, connect your phone, and then power on the remote. As mentioned, powering up is a single tap and then hold the power button for a second or 2. The drone initializes, centering the gimbal and chirping the propellers. Once your phone is connected to the remote, power it on by holding the power button on the left-hand side for about 3 seconds. And then, oh, my iPhone 7 Plus does not work. No problem, swap over to an Android device and do the same procedures. I am guessing I do not need to tell you to check for updates before your first flight. Once that software update is completed, you're ready to hit that start button. First thing it'll do is ask you what kind of flight mode you want. For now, we chose Novus. And then you get a quick explanation of the on-screen buttons. Now we're about to take this drone outside, see what it can do in the air. Please forgive some of the video quality. My main camera battery died. I had to use my backup camera. As I let the drone hover in place all on its own, you can notice that there's a bit of drift to it. Image quality is pretty decent, exposure levels aren't quite what I'd want for them from auto, but this is it, the full default exposure, default video capture with the drone straight out of the box. By default out of the box, it's shooting at 1080p, and its autofocus is working quite well. Something about the drone that I wanted to show you, but I didn't catch any footage of, you can see here in the wobbliness of the camera. As you move this drone left and right through the air, it feels like it over-exaggerates the movements. Perhaps that's being unfair, maybe the drone just needs to tip really far to make its movements. Nonetheless, you can see that even my attempts at gentle movement, you can see the left and right tilt as I maneuver the drone. I'm just gonna let that play for a minute, let you be the judge.
Alright guys, just got back from my inaugural flight with the GDU O2. Here are my first impressions. Considering this drone on its own, setup and operation is fairly simple and straightforward. Make sure when you pull those arms out, they click fully, you can see that line. The one button takeoff feature is pretty handy, but arming the drone and taking off is very similar to most other drones out there today. For this first flight, I was sure to keep the drone within about 100 feet of myself and didn't go up any more than about 100 feet into the air, just in case. However, everything went well. No connectivity issues, no flight control problems. Took off, flew, landed without concern. Having said that, stability of the drone wasn't quite what I'm used to these days. Its ability to hover was a little bit loose. As I was trying to get close-up photos of it, I had to stop because the drone kept drifting into or away from me and up and down. This is not a problem for your normal flights. Certainly when you're trying to get those close-in photos. Yeah, it was a pain, but you shouldn't have to worry. The resulting video, regardless of that floating, was quite stable, and there was no problems in the resulting video capture. In terms of controlling the drone, I was surprised and excited that the iOS app didn't work for me. Now I shouldn't say that. I never had the chance really to open the app, as the iPhone 7 that I have did not work with the remote at all. Using both the LG V30 and the Google Pixel 2 XL, no problems. For this quick inaugural flight, we did not use many of the buttons. For example, I did not use RTH, I did not put it into sport mode, and I did not end up using the custom buttons on the back. We'll get into those later. This top right wheel controls the gimbal, and that worked very smoothly. But that's enough for now. We have plenty more flying to do, plenty more comparisons to do against other drones, and a full review coming for you soon. For now, initial thoughts, this is a good drone. Is it worth it? That's hard to say. It certainly is priced right for what you get. Are there other machines out there at similar price points that can offer the same or better functionality? We'll see as we compare to other drones. And this has been our quick unboxing and setup of the new GDU O2. I hope you guys like what you saw here. If you do, always give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. And when you subscribe, be sure to hit that bell icon to make sure you see what comes next. What's next, of course, is more. We'll get this battery charged, and we'll get the GDU O2 up in the air. Thanks again all. Fly safe.